Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, the emperor who ruled Rome with wisdom and a killer beard. But was he actually a good emperor? Or are we just dazzled by the whole philosopher vibe? Today, we're diving into his life, his reign, and whether he was Rome's golden boy or just another toga-wearing politician with a fancy notebook. Let's start at the beginning. 121 CE, when little Marcus Annius Verus was born into a wealthy Roman family. And yes, that mouthful of a name had to go. Eventually, he became Marcus Aurelius, probably easier to fit on a coin. From a young age, Marcus was a total overachiever. By 138 CE, Emperor Hadrian noticed his potential. Hadrian was like, "This kid has it," and arranged for him to be adopted by his successor, Antoninus Pius. Fast forward to 161 CE, and Marcus became emperor. Or, well, co-emperor with Lucius Verus, because nothing says trust like sharing power in Rome. Fun fact, Marcus Aurelius didn't want to be emperor. He wanted to be a philosopher, sipping wine and writing deep thoughts. But the empire was like, "Nah, you're too smart for that. Here's a sword and a crown." Lucius Verus, on the other hand, total party guy. While Marcus was busy handling administrative duties, Lucius was off enjoying the good life. But credit where it's due, Lucius did lead the military campaign against Parthia from 161 to 166 CE. The Romans won, so Marcus couldn't complain much. After the Parthians were defeated, his troops brought back a souvenir Rome wasn't ready for, the Antonine Plague. This wasn't your average flu. It was a devastating pandemic that wiped out up to 5 million people. Marcus was stuck managing a public health crisis and running an empire. Talk about multitasking. Imagine trying to be a philosopher in the middle of a plague. What is the meaning of life? Oh, I don't know, Marcus. Let's ask the 10,000 people who just died this week. As if a plague wasn't enough, Marcus had to deal with the Marcomannic Wars starting in 166 CE. Barbarian tribes on Rome's northern border decided, hey, now's a great time to invade. So Marcus put down his pen, picked up his sword, and spent the next 14 years fighting them off. Despite being a reluctant warrior, Marcus held his own. He managed to defend the empire and even push the tribes back across the Danube. Sure, it wasn't glamorous, but he got the job done. By 169 CE, the plague had spread across the empire, leaving devastation in its wake. And while Marcus and Lucius were returning from a campaign against the Germanic tribes, Lucius fell ill. Whether it was the plague or a sudden stroke is still debated by historians, but either way, he died en route to Rome. Marcus Aurelius was left as the sole ruler of the Roman Empire. Despite their differences, Marcus honored Lucius with an elaborate state funeral and had him deified by the Senate, which basically means he was declared a god. In short, Lucius Verus went from co-emperor to god in record time, proving that in Rome, even a party-loving ruler could get divine status if he died at the right moment. Now, if you've heard of Marcus Aurelius, it's probably because of Meditations. Written during these military campaigns, it's basically his diary. And no, not the Dear Diary. Today, I conquered a village kind. More like, Dear Diary, life is suffering, but we can endure it. Turns out even emperors need self-help books. But instead of reading one, Marcus wrote it, the ultimate flex. By 177 CE, Marcus made a controversial decision, naming his son Commodus as co-emperor. And boy, was that a choice. Commodus would later become one of Rome's most infamous emperors. But Marcus, he probably thought, what could go wrong? Spoiler, everything. Still, Marcus had bigger problems. He spent his final years fighting off more invasions, all while dealing with the toll of constant war and plague. He finally died in 180 CE, leaving the empire to Commodus, and, well, let's just say the empire took a nosedive pretty quickly after that. So, was Marcus Aurelius a good emperor? Let's weigh the facts. He defended the empire through endless wars, managed a devastating plague, and kept Rome stable during one of its most turbulent periods. Plus, he left us with Meditations, which is still read today. Not bad for a guy who just wanted to be a philosopher. On the downside, he handed the reins to Commodus, and we all know how that went. But hey, nobody's perfect. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just a good emperor, he was a great one. Stoic, resilient, and surprisingly relatable for a guy who lived 2,000 years ago. Sure, he wasn't flawless, but who is? In the end, he did his best for Rome. And if doing the best you can with what you have isn't the definition of a good leader, I don't know what is. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments. Who do you think was the best Roman emperor? Until next time.